Welcome to the City of Detroit's Black History Month celebration, as curated by the Office of Arts, Culture, and Entrepreneurship and Detroit Media. Please join us here on Channel 22 at 7 p.m. each weeknight and on the city's YouTube page and the Detroit Ace page on Facebook to watch special programs, see amazing performances, and learn about Detroit's powerful Black history.
Hello, I'm Oliver Ragsdale Jr., the president of the Carr Center, and we are very excited to be back this week with the Carr Center Presents, our original multi-part series being broadcast in collaboration with Detroit Cable A&E Channel 22. Tonight we continue our critically acclaimed series, Duos and Duets. This series was curated by our artistic director, the three-time Grammy Award winner, Terry Lynn Carrington. Part 2 of Duos and Duets brings together a mashup of jazz piano maestros. The incomparable Patrice Rushen's early career made her an R&B legend, and now she is considered one of the world's top jazz pianists, composers, and arrangers. This evening, Patrice is joined by 5-time Grammy Award winner Billy Childs. Enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Terry Lynn Carrington, Artistic Director for the Carr Center in Detroit, and we are so thrilled to present a show for you this evening that I know you're just going to find it completely amazing. And I'm going to also introduce first our co-presenter, Leroy Downs from Just Jazz, and they have a wonderful series, and he's going to tell you a little bit about that.
It's a beautiful gallery at Mr. Music Head Gallery in Hollywood, California on the Sunset Strip. We have lots of artists, and we're so happy to be able to have these two beautiful artists with us as well.
And they happen to be two people I'm very close to and have known forever. First, on piano, Mr. Billy Childs, who's an amazing arranger, composer, player, Californian.
Lifelong Californian, great to be here.
Yes, and my big sister, Patrice Rushen on piano as well, another Californian. I say this because they're neighbors and I kind of planned it like this.
Hello, everyone. Great to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Another amazing composer, arranger, producer, you name it, she does it. So we are really excited about this concert that they prepared for you. And I just want to know, firstly, is this the first time that you both have done this with each other?
No, but it's been so long ago. Billy, I don't even know what year it was. We did something special for...
It had to be like 12, 13 years ago.
Yeah. And that was the first time, and it was an event where we were just kind of asked to do something and decided to do it. Had a great time. It was a tribute, right?
Yeah, tribute to Sondheim.
Mm-hmm.
And you just did two pianos?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. All right, well, this is a reprise.
No doubt. No doubt. Two pianos, I mean, so much harmony. I sat there and watched you both just look at each other and look at the notes and compose the music. I mean, where do you find the space to fit in? I mean, there's two pianos in the space and the minds are going and the melodies are going. So just explain maybe some of your vision on how you guys work this out.
Well, I think one of the things that really, in this case in particular, when you have two people on the same instrument, it really helps it. I'm playing with a composer, because then the idea of listening beyond what it is that you're playing really does come into the mix. I think even more so than if that wasn't the case, because you're constantly aware of what's happening around you and looking to support and to yield when necessary, and having that really helps. And then I think our sensibilities are very similar in terms of music making and what music is about. So sharing the similar vocabulary and maybe sharing similar philosophy on what music is about, I think that helps. What you think, Billy?
Yeah, I totally agree. We've come up. We're both from Los Angeles. We both have have had. I was just talking to you about this, Patrice. That we've both kind of come up through the same ranks in terms of training. We both went to this place called the community schools, which is a pre-college preparatory music preparatory school. For K through 12, and which is now the Colburn School. And we had like the same teachers. I think Patrice's main teacher, well, her substitute teacher for her main teacher was my main teacher. And we both studied arranging with this gentleman, Albert Harris. And we both went to USC. And we both are greatly influenced by the same, you know, artists, Herbie Hancock, Chick Corea, same classical composers, and we both kind of have similar, DNA in music. So it was very easy to fall into these different musical environments that we were both trying to create.
Yeah. So tell me this. You said you both went to USC. I don't know why I didn't know that. But were you weren't there at the same time though, were you?
I think your last year was my first
I
year.
think so. I don't think we were quite there at the same time. I did a hit and miss, come and go kind of thing. You might have gone straight through.
I did
But
my
you know, but this was before USC. Also, I should mention this was before USC had jazz. This was before USC had popular music. USC was a very, very, very fine, and still is, a very, very fine classical institution. So I was a music ed major and a classical piano minor with the intention of doing neither because I wanted to be a composer. But my parents want to know, okay, and so what would your real job be? So the idea of learning to teach in case was, their way of being able to make sure that a music education would give me, something to be able to do. As it turned out, that was probably the best idea for me to explore the kinds of things that I ultimately ended up doing, because learning how to teach is about taking big concepts, breaking them down into smaller bites, and then hopefully imparting a certain kind of motivation to your students through your demonstration of what's happening. And that's music direction, that's record production, that becomes leading a group. It teaches you certain kinds of values about not only about leadership, but what it means to be a part of something. So it actually worked out to be fine training, even though it was off the path of what I thought I wanted to do.
Yeah, it's so interesting because now, obviously, at USC, you're one of the directors of one of the biggest music programs that's over there now, and it's not the jazz program; it's the
popular music program.
Popular music program. There is a jazz program, and I'm sure that you're teaching all these great philosophies to your students. And as a musician coming out of school, you have to have so much talent. You can't just be a pianist. You have to be a business person. You have to be a marketing person. There's so much to learn. So when these students leave the nest and go into the world, what are some of the things that you impart upon them?
Well, exactly what you said, that it becomes a matter of a skill set to be able to see what you're going to do with your artistic gifts, and no matter what kind of music you play, I think in these days and times, and it's been like this forever, but I think it's more noticeable now, everybody has to have an awareness about all of the different areas that affect their ability to get their music out there, to be heard, to be seen. So knowing a little bit about each of those areas, at least enough to be able, if you're not going to be doing it yourself, to hire the right person, to be able to recognize a person who shares your understanding and has expertise in the areas that you need. I think that becomes a big part of it, and these days as much a part of the music. But I would say that I'm glad at the time that I came up, and maybe Billy, you will agree, we had to get the music together first.
Mm.
We weren't trying to do them both at the same time.
Yeah.
At least I wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting when you said that you went to USC as a music ed major and a piano minor, but you always wanted you had your eye on composing. And it was kind of the inverse for me because I started getting serious about piano pretty late when I was like maybe 14. I'd played by ear before that, but when I was 14, I heard Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and freaked out and wanted to play piano. So when I took piano lessons, I wanted to go into USC as a classical piano major, but my hands had not grown into the requisite technique and muscular ability to compete as a piano major. At least my piano teacher didn't think so. And so he said, why don't you go in as a theory composition major? You do pretty well with that. And at the time, I thought that I wanted to get into USC any way I can. And so I went I wanted to be a piano major, but I ended up as a composition major. And I thought it was the best choice that I could have made.
Yes, we see now. I mean, you're killing it with composing and arranging. I believe, like when I first met you, you were doing that with Diane Reeves, and since then, you've produced many beautiful albums where you've composed or arranged other people's music. And so, how, like, finding your voice doing that? Like, tell us a little bit about the steps that you took musically to kind of find your own voice. Because when I hear one of your arrangements or compositions, I can hear that it's you right away. You know what I mean? You have a distinct sound.
That's because I'm limited. I just believe that you're the sum total of everything that you've been influenced by and you've listened to. And you kind of like take it and sift it and ingest it, and it becomes part of your DNA. So I grew up in a household of very eclectic music. My parents had really wide-ranging tastes. I had two older sisters who had equally wide-ranging tastes in other areas. And so I just grew up with that. And then I went to this boarding school for boys called Midland, where I yet heard more different, diverse music like fusion and progressive rock. So all of this, kind of, I always thought it was, and I'm sure Patrice the same way, I always thought it was okay that disparate genres would kind of congeal into this organic whole, and through the prism of like your experience. Kind of what my voice is or tries to be.
Yeah, I'm still searching and finding things because I'm discovering every day. The deeper I get into any one area, it makes me listen to the other areas equally as deeply. Then, did I miss something? And I keep trying different ideas, and I have always loved the sound of the orchestra. And in learning to master or trying and wanting to master those colors as one thing, I've had opportunities to do it, now with an orchestra. But at first I didn't have those kinds of opportunities. It was with small choirs of groups, small choirs of instruments, quartets, quintets, sextets, nonets, et cetera, and different combinations, which probably turned out for me to be one of the best things that could have happened to continue to improve and also find more, articulate ways to get at stuff. It changed my piano playing. It changed my focus in terms of how I would approach the instrument, the sound, the tone, the colors, what register you play things in. All of these things had an effect, and it really actually took me back to those early years of that community school, that preparatory department, because when we were little kids, the music was about sound and its effect on you. We didn't learn the technical terms and things at first. It was more about the communication and how it affected you and how you heard it. So so many of those things are factored into, I think, how you eventually develop your voice.
Speaking of the future, I sure hope that we can collaborate again, Leroy,
Absolutely.
and come back to LA and come back to the gallery, Mr. Music Head.
We're gonna collaborate for life. So, you know, it's like as long as we're all on the planet, it's not gonna be nothing but music and love. That's just how we do it.
That's right. So thank you both for being our guest players this
Thank
evening,
you.
for Duets, and thank you, Leroy, for being here.
For
And
sure.
I'm really excited about what we're about to hear.
Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic.
Thank you for watching tonight's Carr Center Presents. Be sure to join us again next Tuesday at 7 p.m. for Duos and Duets Part 3, featuring Ben Williams, one of the most versatile young bassists in modern jazz, the multi-Grammy Award-winning drummer Marcus Gilmore, plus the soulful jazz vocalist Gene Baylor. See you then.